this is Wale Farron. I'm a tech entrepreneur, and welcome to another episode of TechRoundUp Talk. On this show, we go into practical discussion with a subject matter expert and explore all matters technology. We do this by discussing our guests' professional background, their rise to the top, and topical issues in the industry. On TechRoundUp today, we have the privilege of welcoming Adetayo Bamiduro, who is the co-founder of Max Metro Africa Xpress, a Nigeria-based mobility platform that connects users to vetted professional motorcycle and taxi drivers via a mobile app. Tayo, thanks for bringing this on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, welcome. Yeah. So,
fun, by the way.
yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. Likewise. I know that we've known each other for some time. I remember our first extended interaction was as far back as 2013,
Yes.
when you were preparing to go to MIT for your MBA. We had discussions. Even after the fact, I remember you reaching out when you were actually co-founding Max at the time, and you made the leap. You came back to Nigeria almost immediately after your MBA. I'm sure the viewers are wondering, how did you take that step? What did you put into your consideration before you decided that first you were coming back to Nigeria, and two, you were not working for anyone, you are coming to start Max? Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, sure, fantastic. Very excited to be here once again. Thanks for the opportunity. So, answering your two questions, I think the first one, what was the thought process behind coming and transitioning back to Nigeria immediately? What was I thinking? Of course, lots of challenges in the market.
Yep.
In fact, you know this better than I do. But of course, wherever you find a lot of challenges, you also find opportunities. Right?
Yeah.
So for me, I'd always had that interest in helping to build a venture that, creates value for shareholders, but at the same time also solves important social problems. Right?
Yep.
And when I also looked at the US environment and the West, a lot of their most basic, most fundamental problems have been solved, right? So even though, technically it's harder to do a lot of that stuff here, the gap is also huge here, right? So the opportunity is also huge.
Yeah.
And I figured out that rather than, be just another smart guy trying to build some crazy startup in the US, why not, come back to build and fix something that fundamentally solves a problem that would help, Africa and Nigeria develop as a whole.
Yeah.
So it was driven by some sort of, sense of responsibility for my continent and my country.
Yeah.
But also driven by the fact that there really is a huge opportunity, right? In a way that you may not necessarily find in the West. So
Challenges everywhere you look. In Nigeria, there's a problem that needs to be solved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's pretty attractive. I think the other thing also is where the biggest opportunity for large scale value creation is where you haven't really found a lot of people solving those problems.
Yep.
So even if you think back as far, look at other developed countries like the US or Europe, even till today, a lot of the wealthiest folks are folks who created wealth by solving large scale problems. Decades ago. Right. So whether it's Rockefellers or it's the Fords of this world, when those guys build their businesses, they build those businesses, around the period of the Great Depression, right? Around periods of great turmoil and challenges in the US, where a lot of them are poor, just like you have in some.
And I think even if you fast forward to today, the successful businesses that are ventured or incubated in the Silicon Valley area, it's always a litmus test. How many million people can you potentially impact by solving this problem?
Exactly.
So I guess that's what you're trying to.
The market is huge depending on the service you provide. So if you're providing fundamental services around financial services, transportation, access to energy, your market size is really 200 million people, right?
Significant.
If you're selling Brazilian hair, maybe not.
Okay.
But there are certain things that are so fundamental to development and everybody actually needs it. And one of those things obviously is logistics, mobility and transportation, and that's the space that we're in.
Yeah.
So that definitely was compelling enough for me to want to transition back.
Yeah.
I think your other question was
no. So I'll take it. So you transitioned, and I think we kept in touch.
Yes.
We kept talking about because we're also in the same crazy situation, right, where we're trying to move things along. And I remember very well when you guys started, it was really all about how do we create a logistic ecosystem to support this seemingly booming e-commerce industry in Nigeria. I read in one of your interviews that was published recently where you had mentioned that you had to cut ties with a major client because of the way they were treating your riders. And I found that a little bit interesting because a lot of entrepreneurs would rather manage their employees or than lose a significant. So I was wondering, what was your thought process there, and what did you guys learn as a business from that situation?
Yeah, fantastic. So that was a very interesting scenario. We had a particular customer that we were breaking our necks to serve and all that. And not only were they not treating our drivers, but they also were not paying on time, right?
Okay.
So it wasn't just about only the respect and the lack of respect and dignity that we experienced with them. Was also the fact that they were just bad for business.
Okay.
They weren't making payments on time. They would make unauthorized deductions from invoices and all that.
Okay.
So moving away from that particular customer, was a combination of not just ethics and all that, and wanting to preserve dignity for drivers, but also it's kind of like what you learn, after a while in startups that not every customer is a good customer.
Yeah.
You actually should learn to fire customers. Especially the B2B space.
Yeah, absolutely.
The B2C space is a different thing.
Yeah.
But if you're serving businesses and you have businesses that are really bad for you, and there are so many different things.
If a business is really late on invoices, for example, it affects your cash flow and then
affects cash flow and all that. So that also coincided with slight changes in our business model.
Okay.
Then we were very heavy on B2B.
Okay.
And we were sort of like in the midst of a transition to a more consumer-facing product, which is what we're mostly now.
Yeah.
So yes, we had to do that and make some really tough calls and tough changes. I mean, recently, we all read about what Andela has had to do in terms of shifting some aspects of their business model. And that involved having to transition engineers of a certain category out of their business. And while it's a really bad thing whenever people have to be laid off. The reality is, software engineers are in IT, man. Even we've had a couple of those guys, right? So it's for them, it's not lost opportunity. But from the last point of view, it's a question of at some point, the business needs to make tough decisions that are not easy. But still, those decisions have to be made.
So from outside looking inward, it seems like your business strategy and your business model might have shifted slightly, right? From focusing on e-commerce and logistics to solving mobility problem. And I admire that in entrepreneurs that can spot what the market is saying and pivot in a way that does not necessarily disrupt their overall business plan. Can you tell us a little bit about the thinking behind facing, because who would have thought 2-3 years ago using a mobile app to hail a bike? That seems like something that, okay, is this going to happen in Nigeria? But it is happening, and I just want you to tell our viewers what informed that decision to look at that space versus where you really started.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, from what we've seen historically, a lot of ideas were thought to be stupid at the first time people talk about them, until they rolled out MVPs in the market and they saw that, okay, actually people actually want this. Right? So in our case, if people are hailing cars, or why are people hailing cars? From a smartphone, and the answers are quite obvious today. Then when we looked at bikes as well, we were like, okay, it's not just about building an app for motorcycles. It's about what really are the other problems. Are there really fundamental problems that we can solve in this industry that will make it make sense for someone to order a motorcycle taxi via an app rather than go on the streets and just wave one down? And we proved that with a couple of things. So when we look at I feel like this is where a lot of entrepreneurs also, or first time or baby entrepreneurs make mistakes, where they have this idea and they're like, oh, that would make a lot of sense. It doesn't matter what ideas come to your head, you test it first. And you figure out whether it actually solves an important need. Underline the word.
And that people are willing to pay for it.
And that's it. Oh my goodness, I can't emphasize that enough. So generally, what are people willing to pay for? People are willing to pay for value, wherever they can quantify it and it makes sense to them.
Exactly.
What we realized was this: the existing Okada industry, one of the biggest issues was the fact that it wasn't safe. and that you could really lose your life, right?
Yeah.
Now, but people are still using it because they needed to move around.
Yeah.
So for us, the simple discovery was that okay, if you can provide an alternative service that is high quality, 99.999% guaranteed to be safe.
Yeah.
Will people use it? Let's even forget an app.
Mm.
Will people use that service
Yeah.
above the existing motorcycles?
Alternative. Yeah. Yeah.
If the answer to that is yes, okay, then if we add an app to that, will people
Does it make it easier for people to use?
And we said, okay, let's go ahead and test it. So we started by saying, okay, let's bring high quality drivers that will train, introduce high quality motorcycles, high quality helmets and all that. And then people started using it, right? And then very quickly we layered an app on top of that. And as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so much of, we being amazing, incredible innovators in that sense. It was more of being, having that eye for understanding, how to create value or how to take something that exists to the next level.
Yeah.
Right?
In fact, there's an argument, there's a school of thought that Nigeria doesn't really need innovators. We just need smart people that know how to solve problems.
Looks like you're describing innovators.
Well, maybe solve problem by replicating what has been done.
Not inventors.
Not inventors. Yeah. So fast forward, it seems like people are noticing what is happening in the space.
Yes.
Other players have recently come into the space.
Yeah.
The regulators and government are beginning to pay attention to what's happening. Several weeks ago, Lagos State government announced that they were going to be imposing some fees and taxes for operators in this space.
Yeah.
We had mentioned on this program that we felt it was too soon, that the government was taking a step that was too quick, in an industry that's just evolving. Today we have an opportunity to ask you firsthand how you guys are reacting to that. I think it's about 25 million for the first 1,000 bikes or something of that nature. How are you guys dealing with that?
So great question. The government relations is always a sensitive thing that has to be handled with care, with expertise, and also with skill. It's a little bit more art than science. What we've done is, we've engaged with the government closely, since we've been operational the last 4 years, trying to work with them to build more progressive laws and regulatory environment for our industry. Just because the laws that were created when companies like ours didn't exist, right? So, but typically what happens is regulation lags behind innovation, right? And I'm sure you've seen the exact same thing in fintech. The CBN is struggling to catch up with all the exciting things that's
they're coming up with all sort of crazy things.
Exactly. I'm sure they will catch up pretty soon, and it's the same in mobility as well. But, so there was some proposal around licensing mobility companies, 25 million naira and all that, and that has changed now. I can tell you with confidence. There's also a new government in place now. That happened at the tail end of the previous administration. And now they have they're super qualified people in government, and now not like the previous people weren't qualified, but you have amazing people in governance now
who are also paying attention to what's going on.
And they've been engaging with us and the other players in the space. Of course, I do agree that it's premature to tax the industry, but it's not premature to introduce guidelines for the industry, especially in an environment like ours, where we could have a tendency to take things overboard. We take things too much. It's important to have a framework that controls quality. Now, especially in a space like mobility, where the service you're providing, as a matter of fact, is a matter of life and death for people. If they allow people to just do whatever they want, they bring in low quality motorcycles, low quality helmets, they onboard drivers without training them, that becomes a problem for the general public. So obviously the government can't turn a blind eye to that. What we've engaged them on and encouraged them to do is to focus a lot more on establishing and helping to guarantee quality, and not be too quick at trying to extract value yet. Because the players are still young. Wait for them to create value first.
It's a new industry.
Scale. Right, and then after that, you then can come and
I would argue that at this point the government should be providing incentive, really for players and new industry and new space like that. Rather,
tax them
exactly.
That's
really
the time to tax them.
Exactly.
This is the time to ensure that you are supporting them to deliver on the things they promised to deliver.
Exactly.
So a company like ours and some of the other players, the things we are promising are we're promising safety, we're promising affordability and all that. So the government should rather focus on ensuring that they hold us accountable
for those things.
Promises,
yeah, exactly.
Right? And help us in whichever ways they can.
Yeah.
And then after a while, when value has been created,
absolutely, then they can come in. So I want to touch very quickly on two important, exciting news from Max in the last few months. One is your launch in Akure, I believe, in Ondo State. I think that's very exciting. I've always wondered if a structure like the one that you've put together in Lagos will work in places like, other places like Akure and those other towns. And then quickly to touch on, you did another fundraising round, which was very impressive. I just wanted to touch on those things and how excited your team is about, first moving the company forward in the direction of acquiring new customers in a new territory, and then raising capital to really grow the business forward, to move the business forward.
Sure, absolutely. So on the subject of expansion drive, what we are going into what some will consider tier 2 or even tier 3 cities, mobility and transportation is a universal need. You see what I mean? So the models we operate in cities do vary slightly though. There's some cities that we have, penciled down for trialing electric mobility. There's some other cities where that may not make sense in the short term. Right? The model we're operating in the other cities where we've launched, including Akure, as you mentioned, is not the exact same model that we operate in Lagos, right? But the general problem is the same, which is safe, affordable, reliable mobility and providing an app to enable that. Right. So for us, it's not like just charity that we're doing it because they need us. It's because there's a genuine economic opportunity across the entire country for mobility. And figuring out a way to do that in a way that is also contextually relevant for each of the market. So the way we deploy in Akure is different from the way we will deploy in Ibadan. It's different from the way we deploy in Ogun State, or the way we operate in Lagos.
So you guys sit down, analyze the city, and create indicators.
We catch a lot of different data points, both primary and secondary data points. The ones we capture ourselves, the ones that are available on the internet. So we figure out the right strategy. And when we also launch, we don't launch too aggressively, right? We trial out for a few weeks to a few months, see what it's like, and then scale up from there. On the subject of our recent fundraising, well, it's not as recent anymore. It happened in June. We're excited. Obviously, I mean, when people back you with their hard-earned, precious. And
I think what's more interesting about the race is the strategic partner. I think in Yamaha that you guys brought in, because sometimes finding institutional investors to put money, VCs, PE. Sometimes straightforward, finding established companies in the space that you are in is a statement, because there could be other strategic value that they may possibly add to the business. I was wondering what the thinking is there, obviously without spreading too much of internal information to everybody.
So yes, I mean we brought Yamaha on board, which was exciting. I'm trying to polish up a little bit on my Japanese now. But it definitely was a statement and a vote of confidence in our model. But if you look at mobility around the world today, there's all kinds of disruption happening, right? And auto manufacturers have realized that they need to get into the action somehow. Either they directly get into those industries, or they, by means of investments, participate in what's going on. So you've seen like Yamaha investing in Grab in Asia. You've seen Daimler and a couple of other large automakers investing in other ride-hailing companies around the world. Even Swivel out of Egypt got some funding from Ford, right? So it's not unusual. They're taking strategic positions because they also they're starting to see us as the distribution channels of the future, right? And if you talk to established companies, one thing that is key to all of them is distribution. What channels will be used to market in the future? And now is the time to begin to take a bet on some of those interesting startups around the world, right? So we're excited to have,
especially in Africa, where they may not necessarily be doing as much as they are doing in other parts of the world.
But the thing also is, what's interesting about Africa at the same time is that Africa is what they call the last growth frontier in the world, right? So when it comes to this things around investing and betting on people, when it's obvious that it's the right time, it's already too late. The time to go in is when it's not obvious.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of these established companies in different industries set up their corporate development entities who are actively looking at the startups.
Absolutely.
It's happening a lot in financial services. You see banks and card schemes playing a lot in. So it's good to hear that. As we wrap up, we like to, one of the things I ask guests on this show is, we have a lot of audience, viewers, looking to start something. They are founders, but they're looking at, how do I start? What should be my next step? And they're looking to people like you who have made some progress, significant progress over the last few years. So if you had to advise people who are thinking about this, who wants to go into using technology to disrupt a space, innovate something, solve a problem, what are the 3 top things you would encourage them to think about as they launch the journey?
Very interesting. So 3 top things. I have to be honest, I don't consider myself a subject matter expert on these things.
Okay.
But since you put me on the spot, I'll as well say a few things. Number 1 is that being a founder, being an entrepreneur, building a business, there's nothing glamorous about it. So if the glamour is what is attracting you,
don't come there.
Yeah, don't come there. You go and get a decent, nice corporate job that pays you a very decent salary, and get your vacation, get your holidays, have fun, enjoy life.
You'll be good.
You'll be good. So if you're thinking glamour, you already missed it, right? So work back from there. So the second thing that people who are trying to found business or whatever it is, trying to innovate somewhere, need to have is resilience, right? Because you might fail 1,000 times, but you have to keep going. There's this cliche that the guy that invented the light bulb, failed 1,000 times, right? And it's easy for motivational speakers to say it, aspire to acquire,
all those things,
all that stuff. A lot of it's nonsense. I'll be honest with you. But think about what it actually was like, failing 1,000 times and still going. That is the kind of mindset it takes, to succeed. The third thing is, sales. So what I mean by sales is not just selling a product. As an entrepreneur, right, you are selling all the time. You are selling a dream. You're talking to investors, you are selling to them.
Exactly.
Talking to customers, you are selling to them. The government, you are selling to them.
Employees
are selling to them. So especially at the beginning. So at the beginning stage where what you mostly have is a dream and you don't have a lot of money, the only thing you have is to sell the dream, right? So if you are the kind of person who doesn't really enjoy selling, or you don't really enjoy, going out of your own comfort zone,
maybe get a co-founder who can.
Absolutely. So 100%. One person in the founding team needs to be an obsessive
seller.
That's what I mean. Right? If both of you or 3 of you can do it,
all the better. Right?
So the third thing is definitely sales. You're selling all the time as an entrepreneur. Even if you have a co-founder who's extremely good at sales, even if you have a technical co-founder, at some point, if investors want to put money in your company and doing due diligence, they're asking about the technology. Even if you can't sell the business, be able to sell the technology. So at some point, you have to sell. And selling is some people can sell as a matter of their nature, but believe me, you have to learn it. It's an acquired skill by a wide margin. There's ways to talk, and then there's also understanding your audience, especially if you're the sort of person who's building the business that requires you to engage with stakeholders from different cultural backgrounds. Maybe you're selling to Americans, Europeans, Asians. You need to understand how they think, their culture,
and get into it. Exactly.
And get into that thing. What is exciting for Americans is different from what's exciting for Europeans. It's different from what's exciting for Asians. It's a lot of learning, right? So don't think that you're not that smart, you're not that brilliant. Go and learn how it's done. And it's a very rigorous, tireless, process. You will make mistakes a lot of times.
Sometimes very thankless for a very long time.
Very thankless for a long time. But you just have to keep going.
Here you go. So Tayo, I said, if you're thinking about jumping into this space, you want to be an entrepreneur, 3 things are important. 1, there's no glamour here. And I agree. 2, you have to be resilient. It might take a long time for that dream to come true. And lastly, you have to be a sales guy. You need to know how to sell to everybody. That's it on this episode. We thank you, Tayo, for coming. And until next time when we bring another great entrepreneur, see you again and have a wonderful night. Bye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Tayo.